So we've got Rocket Fiber as a vendor. We've got Yelp going to be there as a vendor. We've got a couple of tech companies that are going to be there that I can't disclose quite yet.
So we can leave the event a 1-star review and then
right, check in. Yeah.
You're not.
I wouldn't.
Don't dare.
I wouldn't promise.
We'd have to call ourselves out on our own show.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, and I love that you guys taped the event that we had 2015 Social Media Day Detroit, which included 10 panelists, some really amazing people. Jay Cohen from DVP, Jill Ford from City of Detroit, and
she was just in here too.
Yeah, was she?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! I haven't seen Jill in a while.
She's great. Yeah.
Yeah, she's fantastic. We had Eddie from Rocket Fiber.
Yep.
There as well. So this is basically kind of a continuation of that conversation, but we're focusing more on application, right?
Okay.
The umbrella topic is storytelling. So, and that is really the buzzword right now.
That's why Eric's there.
Yeah.
Well, that's his thing, you know.
Eric is amazing at storytelling. And not just that, but executing his campaigns or his strategies in such a way that the stories cross channels, right? So it's the same voice and it's the same vision and goal that's communicated, but crafted for each different channel in a very strategic manner. So I think they just did the DIA.
Yeah.
They did a campaign for that, or even ongoing management for that. Mm-hmm. And really all of their, the video, the content is absolutely flawless. So yes, really incredible.
All that stuff that we don't understand.
Amazing speakers.
No, we just blast stuff and then hopefully, you know, like, and that's the thing we always talk about. And I want to ask you this because for us, we're perplexed all the time. We're heavy social media users and we'll put out, hey, free job, free training. These companies want to hire you and get absolutely nothing. And then we'll put a Star Wars meme with Han Solo going, you know, the Hoth scene, need anything? Go to Meijer during a snowstorm and we'll get 10,000 shares. It's so bizarre. We stopped trying to understand it and figure it out. You know, I guess talk to me real quick on like how social media is evolving. Cause you think about it, it probably changes radically every 6 months, like something just something new or something.
I would say day to day. Actually, as far as feature sets go, there's something popping up on one of the major platforms. I would say practically every day.
Well, Facebook's trying to be Snapchat, and Snapchat's trying to be Instagram, and Instagram's trying to be.
There's all that.
Yeah.
And then, part of me feels like Facebook is kind of turning like MySpace with a lot of just kind of distractions.
Putting backgrounds on your posts and doing they're like 3 weeks away from a top 8.
Like what's that like GIFs? Are we gonna have like GIFs all over?
Yeah.
You know? Are we gonna
Sparkles,
do that?
Sparkles. I want sparkles. My whole page is
your sparkle cursor.
We have animated
you gotta have
avatars
the
now, and we have animated, you know, cover photos now. Yep. And, you know, it's not like I'm necessarily against that. I think it's fantastic, but I also think it needs to be integrated into the platform in a way that makes sense. It's a platform that's specifically for connecting with your friends and family. So when brands are interjected into that, right? How do they communicate with their audience? And the reason that the Social Media Association of Michigan exists is to encourage brands to meet their audience where they are, to create content that matters to them. So less promo and more engagement.
So I would agree that it started off as a platform to hang with your friends and family, but I think that's changed over time because, well, dollars.
Advertising.
And
when's it enough too? Zuckerberg, when is it enough?
Never.
Well, now you have shareholders, so it's never enough.
Right.
Well, didn't he sell off $43 million of his
that was either 49 or 59. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
Some crazy amount. Good for him.
I don't know what kind of signal that is, to be honest.
He needed some pocket change. It's
possibly.
Hey.
When you start selling off your shares, it's usually not a great signal.
Couple islands he needed to buy.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah,
why not?
But going back to your question, actually, because you said that, you know, Han Solo, the memes get more engagement than you know, there's a job here for you. But how what's the possibility of mashing those two together, right?
It's not. We tried.
Like Han
if it's
Solo.
Serious, if it makes you chuckle, it gets shares. If it's something, if it's a meme going, free job, click right here, or like even if it was partially funny, nothing. Like it's so, even like. It's so bizarre to me. I don't like it. it shouldn't be bizarre to me because I'm the same way. If it makes me laugh, I like it, and if it doesn't make me laugh, I don't do anything. Which is
but it's weird because you do. You think about it's no different than the show. What we thought was our demographic has turned out to not be our demographic.
Really?
And then,
in what way?
Well, so
every time we tried to push and force something, it didn't work, and every time we just acted like us, it was fine.
Authentic.
Yeah.
Not only that, but we assumed it was going to be like the same people that were at our events, and it was but yet we keep running into school teachers that listen to us, or like housewives, or
probably have a
mechanics,
lot more
or
female audience members than you would.
When we did a survey, it was 60-40 men, women.
Really?
Yeah. That was 1,000 respondents, so I figure that's a decent enough.
Wow, that's a decent sample size. Yeah.
It was crazy. So, but then. So we thought the Facebook page was going to be, people that went to our meetups and that sort of thing. And typically people that are going to meetups, at least a good percentage of them are looking for a job. And so when
just wanting to network.
Yeah. And so when we post stuff about, hey, like our Career Academy thing, free training, the state's going to pay for certs, it's all funded, go. And then that gets crickets.
I think it could be the manner in which it's communicated. Like, could it be Yoda saying, the best job you're passionate about, you deserve, right?
Yeah.
And then post a link. Right, it's a Yoda thing.
Certs you need to have them. We do.
Right, yeah.
Exactly. Would that be more aligned with your audience members? Right, with that float. So I
feel like we got to put Soul on retainer.
Seriously.
It's really understanding your audience, right? And if they're plugged into Star Wars, and I'm a total nerd, so I can IRC and all that and coding. Yeah, it's computers are my first love, I would say. So I think just modifying these. Essentially, their visual images cause the most impact, right?
Yeah.
Video and graphics. So if you can attach a strong messaging to that identifies with your culture, with your audience, in a way that's authentic to you, it will absolutely make it have more engagement.
Now it's the two of us on our phones finding something funny and uploading it into Facebook and then walking away.
Nothing wrong with that either.
And then get notifications like 47 people liked it. We're like, oh my God, that worked.
So here's the thing. It's sounding like humor is what's connecting with your audience the most.
Almost always,
right?
yeah.
So how can you bake this, CTA, call to action for these jobs with humor that's related to
yes, the loser sitting on his couch.
Family Feud is the same episode as yesterday.
That's right. You're not
go get a job.
Exactly. You're not getting any closer to a job watching Judge Judy.
As funny as she may be, she makes $50 million a year.
I was gonna say she's not going to write you a
People
check.
complain about CEOs, yet Judge Judy makes $50 million a year.
She's smart, though.
It's that ad revenue, man.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's that ad revenue.
Totally.
I respect her.
So, in terms of topics you guys are tackling, during the break, we started talking about social selling.
Yeah.
And it was a huge topic at my former employer. I guess how big of is that part of what you guys are doing or what you're talking about? I guess let's dive into that real quick.
Absolutely. Well, on the consulting side, BTO Solutions is my consultancy. Social selling is one of our core competencies. But in general, social selling is also top of mind for a lot of social media marketers, and really how to execute it in a way that's not salesy, right? Because
that's the key.
A lot of people think social selling is promotions. They don't really, what it is about is developing relationships. You're simply using a digital platform to develop those relationships and stay top of mind for your potential clients. That's really what social selling is.
It's one thing to engage. There's two people that do it very well. There's a guy who's a VP of CloudGenix I met at an event and I follow. He's from New York, but he always posts relevant stuff like, hey, I'm in Chicago. We're doing a great thing with this company. He's masterful at it. Then you have other people who, at one point or another take over my entire feed. Then when I run into them in person, I go, I hate you.
You are everything about you.
You are my LinkedIn feed. Will you stop? It's not relevant. There's that tact line, and it's almost like at a networking event. It's the seems to me it's that person that comes home with a shoebox full of business cards.
Right.
You got no value out of what you just did, but you're going to go do it anyway. To me, it's the same. It's the same principles apply with LinkedIn. Am I right or am I wrong?
Well, I think you're absolutely right. I think a lot of people are approaching social selling as if it's traditional sales, and traditional sales is all about numbers. It's not about connecting authentically and genuinely with your audience. It's all about numbers.
Sales guys are all judged on KPI. That's why. It's all they'll argue. Like I'm on KPI right now. Granted, they don't get granular like an inside sales rep, like with touches and, but they're meetings that went to this point, meetings that, like there's 8 stages of a sales call. I have to classify every company I talk to in one of those 8 stages.
Dude, I got like 5 notifications about it. So when we were at the Russell, we used to hate this day because the fireworks are downtown.
Right?
Yeah, apparently there's been a shooting.
In the rain?
Apparently.
For crying out loud. Welcome to Detroit.
Hey, now. Welcome to extremely violent or even mentally unstable people doing bad shit.
Well, it's become a thing since the 80s. Since I've been a kid, there's been a shooting at fireworks.
I think it's a lot of young kids, too, that can't contain, anger or being disrespected, or you hear about these events where a guy gets denied by a woman and shoots up the whole bar, the whole club, right? So it's this like very fragile male ego thing.
Dave and I were just talking before about the not to get too deep into this, but the mass shootings. And there's 2 things that were in common with all of them. One was domestic violence. The other one was on depression medication, right? But the majority of them were domestic violence, where they like hit their domestic partner, then they go.
Anyway, didn't want to derail this.
Yeah, nice going, Dave.
Hey, hope everybody that we know and everybody in general is safe. Get home. Yeah.
Be safe, guys. Yeah.
Can you talk about Twitter? What the heck is it? Can you
It's the Game of Thrones of the internet.
Right.
140 characters have no idea what the hell's going on.
Hey, give them a Thrones Mom props.
What the hell is Twitter?
I love it.
No, hold on. I get it if you're Pizza Hut or if you're Pepsi.
Or
right?
Wendy's that owns Twitter.
Yeah, or if you're George Clooney or an actor or whatever. But like for Bob and Dave, sorry, I didn't mean to talk about myself in the third person. But like for communicate, like why don't you just email me? Why do you Twitter me a message?
Well, and it's weird. Like to me,
text me. The
biggest issue. You know me. The biggest issue I've always had with Twitter is that every time I open it, it's like drinking from the fire hose. Like there's just
there's social networks though. Like
honestly, no.
Facebook
like, and I don't know. Like maybe it's just because I haven't spent the time to figure out how to organize, sort, and all that fun stuff on Twitter. I have with
seven columns.
Like with Facebook, and because like everything else, I've pretty much got segregated down, and I'm happy. But like Twitter, like literally opening that app is just like instant information overload. Like the little, you've got 12,000 new tweets to look at. I close it. Like that's overload.
Well, here's the thing, though. If you use management systems, if you use
I use TweetDeck,
Hootsuite or TweetDeck, you can actually build streams that you're interested in. So that's kind of a way to parse.
I tried to do hashtag Detroit once, and it was like just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't do.
Right, but no,
I would do 2 hashtags.
We do. I do my name. I do IT in the D, and I do Podcast Detroit, and I do. I think that's it.
Do you have Google alerts for that as well?
Yeah. The Google alerts for IT in the D, we always get in the D League. Like we get,
or he did it in the D League,
right?
Or he's killing it in the D League.
D League basketball, NBA. We get a one every day for IT in the D alerts.
Quotes around it.
We do.
So, yeah,
we do it 2 ways: spaced out and then together.
Oh, really?
And they give it to us so that yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of funny.
All the fun. All right, so I guess getting back to Friday, so you said it was going to be more learning based on the feedback that you got. So what sort of like are there different tracks? Is it just like a single room with interchanging sessions?
Well, it's going to be one keynote speaker. This is a condensed version of the SocialCon conference that we've hosted in Ann Arbor and Frankenmuth.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, and those were very robust agendas. So we would have a keynote, we would have a series of presentations, and then we would have breakout workshops after that. But with this being the first integration of SocialCon and Social Media Day, we want to give people a good blend of education and then